Ding, ding, ding.
Pat and Mike Show. Pat and Mike Show. Pat and Mike Show. Pat and Mike Show.
Ding, 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 ding. How are you, Mike?
Ding ding. Is that a reference to last week's episode?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, man. Hey, quick follow-up on that. So if you didn't check out last week's free episode, welcome non-cheap bastards. What are you doing?
I don't know if you said free.
Anyway, if you didn't hear last week's ep, we call up our mums had a bit of a prank, and it resulted in my mum going ding, 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 and I got a message from her after saying, "You fucker, I knew you were doing something."
Yeah, shmimmy shmo.
Shmimmy
We were doing
shmo.
shmimmy shmo. Hey, first thing for me this week. Last week I talked about how I was trying to transfer the Patreon money from Patreon to my bank account.
Oh boy,
Talked about how there were thousands of dollars in there.
multiple of thousands.
Yeah, and I couldn't find the money. The money didn't arrive in my account. It had been a few weeks. I was really worrying I'd lost it.
That's as bad as like losing a car.
Yeah. Well, I'd rather lose a car than thousands of dollars cash, though.
I mean, they're kind of the same in a way.
Yeah, true. Thankfully, the money did arrive in my account and is now slowly generating interest in a savings account. So thank you, everybody.
Fucking God. I was genuinely so worried for you. I was like, fuck, am I like out of a job soon?
Imagine if I'd lost all that money. I might have had to have stopped forever because just the trust of the Patreons would have been broken. Like, we gave you all this money.
Yeah.
You lost it.
You literally flushed it down the toilet.
Imagine if you invest in a business and then 5 years later, you're like, hey, what happened to my investment? Oh, we lost it. We actually lost it ages ago. We just never told you.
And
Imagine that you'd feel betrayed.
And that's what happened to Savlaki Hut.
Is that actually what happened?
No, I don't know.
Who's Savlaki Hut?
Do you not know about Savlaki Hut?
No.
Oh my God, this isn't on the runny, so I'm about to have a panic attack. But basically,
Pat has a runny, as in a Pat has a panic attack if something's not on the run sheet, which is a runny. But sometimes your panic attacks leave you to be a bit runny because you get diarrhea.
Fuck you, Keelan. Anyway, so Savlaki Hut was a short-lived restaurant chain in Australia, and the face of the business was an investor who used to play for the Carlton Football Club, Anthony Koutafidis.
Was it really?
Have you seen the commercial?
No. How long ago was this?
This was like 15 years ago. I'm sorry. I have to show you the Savlaki Hut commercial.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, play along if you haven't seen the commercial. But
so Koutafidis was
he was an excellent player for the Blues.
Yeah.
He was there for
and he was there around the same time as James Hird was at Essendon.
Yeah, that era.
Kuta.
And Kuta, not only did he invest in the business and owned a franchise, but he made a commercial for him. And it's a bit infamous, but Mike.
I've never seen this.
Oh my God. Get ready for your mind to be blown.
You hungry? You want something to eat? I've got something for you. Here you go.
And so he just threw...
Okay, can we pause it?
Yeah,
Can I
let's
pause it? Okay, so far this is so bad. Did this air on TV?
This aired on television, on Australian television.
Clearly the worst green screen ever. Some of the shittest animation of a gorilla ever. This sucks, but I'll continue.
You want some lucky?
Oh my God.
Well, you'll have to impress me, monkey.
Sorry, pausing again. I don't think he even has a microphone. I think it's literally just iPhone camera.
They're using a point and shoot.
But pre-iPhone, so it's like a Nokia camera or something. And now the gorilla is about to be playing the banjo.
A bazooka.
It's so lucky up. You'll do anything to get one.
What? And then there's he goes behind the text. So then it comes up with kids eat free, and and Kudafidis is like dancing, and then he goes behind the text, like they haven't layered it properly.
Oh my god, he does. They didn't layer it
Like,
properly.
look, there's like
I never noticed that.
there's an asterisk there.
Looks like it's got a blood nose.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Because that sucks for all the listeners because they didn't see it. So watch the video version. But fuck,
But
that's funny.
It's funny, right? So Kuda currently, he does like a fitness program in Bandura, and I used to live in Bandura. I was so tempted to join just so I could ask him about Souvlaki Hut.
But did Souvlaki Hut just like crash and burn? Is that what happened?
Yeah, I actually did go once when I was like 8. There used to be one in Reservoir near Edwards Lake. And it wasn't bad from what I remember, but that's when I was really fussy, so I just tried the chips. So the chips were good. I'm sure the meat was fine too.
The thing about Souvlaki is you'd never, at least for me, you'd never have Souvlaki for like an actual dinner. Like I would only ever get Souvlaki if I was really drunk. It was like 2 a.m. on a Saturday and I was walking home.
I mean,
Souvlaki.
it's in that kind of category, that genre of foods. Like what? Like you got kebabs, macas, HSPs.
But there's no like Souvlaki place that is like a nice place. Like you'd never get Souvlaki on a date, right? Because all those Souvlaki places are just like these dodgy, like canteeny sort of places.
Have you been to Stalactites in the city?
Yeah, I think it's overrated, but that's a good example of
good example
good,
of good stuff. But,
well, that was
wow.
a fun little detour from the runny. How are you?
Not too bad, man. I believe someone had a certain restaurant update.
Okay. A few weeks ago, I think, I gave you an update on this show about a restaurant that had been talked about on this show, Hot Dog.
Ah, yes.
The hot dog restaurant in Victoria Street that I believed was a front.
This is our Souvlaki Hut. Souvlaki Hut was not a front. Souvlaki Hut was not a front. Kudafidis, don't come after me.
Yeah, so hot dog, and me and you went there. We had a hot dog. It was actually kind of nice.
Pretty good.
The guy was pretty nice. It all felt relatively normal, but then drove past it recently. The whole place has shut down and been barricaded up and stuff.
Devo. Devastating.
There is one more, aside from Grilled, there is one more restaurant that has been the subject of a lot of some content on this show a few years ago. But do you remember what it is?
Oh, you might need to remind me.
That's all right. Do you remember Chicken Episode 2.0?
Oh, I think I know where you're going with this.
Oh, okay. So basically, and this is really aging when this was. It was when I was moving out of Northcote to Kensington.
In the duck titty house.
Was going to inspect a house in Kensington that I ended up living in for a year. And
Great place.
Walked past this place called Chicken Episode 2.0.
Yes.
And the slogan of the restaurant was second best chicken in Kensington, which I thought was hilarious. And then I think I called the restaurant on the show,
You
which
did?
went a little bit viral on TikTok.
Oh, it was
and I
so
asked
funny.
them, why are you the second best? Now, for whatever reason, I'm still in the Kensington Good Karma Network group on Facebook.
I didn't even know. Is there like a community fucking Facebook group or something for it?
Yeah, there's
Do
one
people
for
do
most
that?
of it. There's a Richmond
Really?
one.
Fuck,
there's-
I should see if there's one in McLeod. Oh, bloody, some road works over here.
Yeah, but it is stuff like that. Like, it's just people being like, oh, weird guy walking up the street looking into people's houses. Or
Right.
hey, I lost my bike. Has anyone seen it? Just stuff like
Gotcha.
that. Missing pets. Hey, is anyone available for babysitting for the suburb of Kensington?
Is anyone into chicks?
I've never left that group.
Damn.
And so, what do I see last time I was on Facebook and I looked in the group?
Oh boy.
This is a scan of a piece of paper that I think someone has seen. It's headed with this, Pat. I'll give you.
All right.
Food Act 1984. Food Act closure order. Chicken episode.
Oh no.
Now listen to this. Chicken episode in Kensington. And remember there was a thing I was trying to do where at one point I was going to try and have a listener party at Chicken Episode.
Yeah, we never organised that.
ended up doing it.
We'll
like
never
most
get
things
to.
on that show. But like the idea was we'd all meet at Chicken Episode and we would all like
have the second best chicken in Kensington.
Well, it might be good that we did it
Oh boy.
because it has been closed for breach of the Food Safety Act.
Oh no.
Here are just the top 3 things that the government has suggested they could need to do. And there are over 30 things on this list. But
Whoa.
these are the top 3 things that they want to be done before the restaurant can reopen. Number 1, Install an effective pest control strip to the bottom of the door to prevent the entry of pests to the premises. Number 2, we might actually stop at 2, okay?
Fair.
Clean the under-seating area and remove all pest droppings. So, fucking like rats and shit must be getting into the door and shitting all over where the customers sit, and they're not cleaning it up, and now they've closed. And apparently, like, everything like in the kitchen is dirty and disgusting, and like they basically say the food you buy here cannot be determined as safe. You cannot eat here. So, dodged a bullet on that one.
You know, I think that Chicken Episode probably it was a missed opportunity from them. I think they should have been they should have rebranded as the second best rat shit place in Kensington.
Because then you're always thinking, well, it's not the worst.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not the best rat shit place. But yeah, how disgusting's that?
Fuck, man. We dodged a bit of a bullet, I gotta say. Like,
Now
at least
I'm-
Grilled never like shit in our burger or something.
Exactly. Like, I'm worried like you'd get fucking rat shit in your chicken if you don't eat there. It's
Oh
disgusting.
god, that's a curse strip. One of my old asshole bosses used to have a shop next door, but that's
I
neither here nor
remember
there.
you telling me about that.
Anyway, Mike, what is
Puerto Rico?
who puts themselves out there as the best country in the world?
Oh, okay. So USA or China or North
well,
Korea,
yeah.
Russia,
Well, you got it right in the second round.
Syria,
It's the
Iraq,
USA,
Iran,
USA,
What
America.
are some of the other terrorist ones?
America.
Yeah. Okay, America.
Yeah, so they're known for their very sugary sweet treats, and
They are.
I recently had a visit to this really big lolly shop at.
Was it Willy Wonka's?
No, I was not in Glasgow, Mike. It was at where was it? I was at
Wait,
a lolly
Willy
shop.
Wonka. There is a Willy Wonka chocolate factory in Glasgow.
Have you not heard of the whole Willy Wonka stuff?
Oh,
Over there?
yes.
I was gonna
Sorry,
say,
yes,
Jesus
yes,
Christ,
yes,
living
yes,
under
yes,
a
yes.
fucking rock.
Sorry.
Living under the second worst chicken check.
We should talk about that because I was going to talk about it on TCB, but I didn't.
Fucking should have.
No, but let's talk about it here.
Oh, you want to talk about it now?
You do your thing,
Okay.
and then we'll quickly talk about it. We'll
All
quickly
right,
talk
Willy
about
Wonka.
it.
So,
Yeah.
I went to this like candy place in what was it called? What did I call it? High Point. I just forgot the name of that. You used to
Yeah.
live close to there. Not a bad
I
shopping
used
center.
to live close-ish.
It's almost like too much shopping center for me. Like it's so
Okay.
big and such a
Okay.
big walk. But yeah, I went to this lolly shop. Overrated as fuck. Everything was super expensive and
Yep.
also like so. Okay, here's the thing. This is just for like artistic purposes. This is merely fiction. But basically, if you were a naughty boy, you'd take a sample of like the fill your own cups.
Yeah.
If you were a bit of a naughty boy, you'd take, some samples here and there.
I do that all the time.
And well, like I said, this podcast is fiction.
I do it. I'm happy for that to be on the record.
Well,
I steal shit from Woolworths all the time, especially the brown paper bags. I will never pay for one of the brown paper bags from Coles.
and
ever.
look what I've just bought over there, just off
I will
screen.
never ever pay for one. The other day, sorry to hijack,
You're good.
I did my grocery shopping. I bought like $100 worth of goods from
It's like
Coles.
two things, yeah.
Yeah, two things. No, like heaps of shit. And she scanned through 2 bags because if I'm buying heaps of stuff, I'll never do self-checkout, right?
Yeah.
She scanned through two bags and I was like, oh, okay. And then there wasn't enough. Then I paid and then there wasn't enough for the 2 bags. I needed an extra bag. So she was like, oh, you might need an extra bag. I'm like, yeah, put it in an extra bag. And then she goes, okay, so I'll put another transaction through for 25 cents. And I just looked at her and I was like, I spent $100 here. I'm sure you can fucking give me an extra bag. And she was like, oh, all right, we're not supposed to. And I was like, I think it's okay. I don't think you're losing money on the bags. Like you should probably focus on stopping all the people stealing actual shit.
Did you say that?
Yes, I was like, if you're gonna charge
Oh my
me
God.
for the bag, I've just spent $100. Just give me a fucking bag.
This
Like,
is the start of your like get off my lawn era.
no, but it's ridiculous. Like
I don't
it's
disagree with
25
you.
I'm not giving you another transaction for 25 cents, mate.
God, that's
Jesus
funny.
Christ.
But anyway, yeah, I did get a few things there, but the one thing I did get was, Mike,
Yes.
I got some Kool Aid.
Drink the Kool Aid.
Yeah, well, we'll fucking be able to, but
Do you know the origin of Drink the Kool Aid?
is it some political shit?
No. Do you not know Drink the Kool Aid?
No,
Oh,
tell
dude,
me.
can I quickly tell you?
Yeah,
I think you do know. I think you've heard of it.
I've heard the term, I just don't know the origin.
Do you know about Jonestown? The Jonestown massacre?
No.
Oh shit. Well, let's do a quick side story.
Oh,
Let's do a
boy.
quick There's no button for it. Pat and Mike's side stories. So in the, I'm gonna say 70s, could have been 80s, possibly 90s, maybe 90s. There was like a cult leader called, I think it was Jim Jones. This is serious.
Oh yeah.
And I reckon you've heard this story. Hundreds and hundreds of people moved them all into like a remote forest in America, and like they all lived there, and it was like this really sadistic religious thing. And then basically one day he woke everyone up in the middle of the night, I think, and went, hey, like we all have to go be with God now. And he laced Kool Aid with, I think, cyanide, and made everyone drink the Kool Aid.
I do remember. And the audio is available, isn't it?
The audio is available.
Yeah.
It was all recorded. And like when no one had heard from this cult for ages, so then they flew planes over the forest to investigate, and they described it as a sea of bodies, because I think it was, don't quote me on any of this, but I actually think it was the biggest mass casualties in America until 9/11. The most people who died in one event in America until 9/11 happened.
So anyway, do you want to make some Kool Aid?
Yeah, sure.
All
That'd
right,
be
great.
fun.
So I thought it'd be a funny angle as like, you know, two Aussies who've, I assume you've never had Kool Aid before.
No, but I think it's just cordial.
I mean, yeah, basically, but like instead of like, you know, liquid, it's like powder.
Yeah.
So, my girlfriend Kaylee tried it, and she said that it was, she did some different stuff to what it said, but I think we should just follow what's on here.
Yeah.
So in terms of directions, it says empty contents into large plastic or glass pitcher. We need a cup of water and 1 cup of sweetener. I think a cup of sweetener is going to be a bit too much.
Well, we're not putting a cup of sugar in.
Yeah, that's... Should we try it without the sweetener first?
Yeah, I think we should.
All right, great.
And I think we should stop the pod and we'll come back when we've got it ready.
And here's the Kool Aid.
Hey,
Look
that
at
was
that.
a good transition.
Wow,
Good
so
transition.
good. Someone hired me to edit a movie.
So-
It looks very, very fluorescent.
Yeah, I did describe it as cordial, but not even cordial. Like, this looks radiated. It's like, I'm going to hold it up to the camera.
Yeah, do it. Hold it up.
It actually looks like, look, Pat, if I cover my, like, don't you reckon it looks like I'm holding one of those red plastic cups? That's how, that's how unorganic this looks.
I know, like Americans have this shit like regularly. Jesus Christ. All right, let's give it a bit of a sniff test.
It smells good. It's
it is
raspberry, good. Which I think
Yeah.
is the same one that Jonestown used to kill everyone.
Jesus.
Maybe,
Brought to you by.
and we have laced one of them with cyanide. Try to guess which one. You'll find out at the end.
But yeah, we didn't put any sweetener in because like, fuck that. We're not
putting it. It wants you to put a cup of sugar in.
Like you may as well just eat
Drink
butter
sugar.
at that point.
Yeah.
Like anyway.
Okay.
Down the hatch.
Cheers. I'm not going to scull it. I probably
No,
won't
I'm
even
gonna
finish
sip.
it.
We'll sip.
Oh, okay. Okay, I see why you need the sweetener. Okay.
Maybe we should have listened to the instructions.
We should have put sweetener because what I realize is it's extremely sour. This is why they want you to put sweetener.
about we go get some
we're going to
sugar?
take a break and we're going to put a spoon of sugar each in ours and stir it, and we're going to come back.
All right, and here's a spoon of sugar.
And we're back. Another good transition. Okay.
Oh, wow.
We've just put 1 spoon of sugar, and I was like, it's brown sugar. And I said,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to dissolve. But then we were like, whatever this is looks like it would corrode metal.
Like, God had no hand in creating this.
No, this is Satan juice. Straight from Satan's fiery arsehole.
From his fiery teat. Oh, boy.
Let's try with 1 spoon of sugar. Oh
boy.
You know what? I don't imagine it's going to be much sweeter.
I don't think so. Someone tells me this is going down the fucking drain.
See how we go.
I mean, it's
It's
not great.
I don't hate it. It's just it's like, you know those warhead candies, the sour warheads? It's like just drinking one of those.
It's like if like a Sour Patch Kid like was liquid. Like that's not something I'm gonna sip on again.
No.
Well, hang on, maybe
imagine,
once.
you know, Pat, like the Jonestown people who died, imagine if that's your last drink. You'd rather just do some Coke. Anyway, are we done with Kool Aid? I wonder if we're done with Kool Aid.
1 sec, I go pour this down the drain and then fucking die in a sea of bodies.
Are you going to pour it down the drain?
Yeah,
And then die in a sea of bodies?
Yeah.
Aw.
Do you want me to pour yours?
No, I'm going to keep sipping mine. Can you quickly explain to me what the Wonka thing in Glasgow was? 'Cause I
Okay.
don't quite understand it.
All right, a little bit behind. I'm sure everyone's already heard it by now, but for Mike's sake, Basically, in Glasgow, they advertised this event called Willy's Chocolate Experience, and had this beautiful imagery of these rooms decorated full of beautiful decorations of candy canes, a real chocolate river. Just had these like beautiful looking decorations, and tickets were about $40, and a lot of families were like, "Yep, no worries, book it in." Tick, tick, tick. And they get there, and it's in this very open, wide warehouse that's like boarded up with like plaster and bullshit.
Empty looking warehouse.
Yeah, very wide and empty. And there's like 5 decorations around. There's a table with like these sad looking Willy Wonka characters, and like the costumes aren't even like legit licensed. They're like those like party store like sexy sexy Oompa Loompa. Like,
yeah, right.
Yeah,
and I know they had like a ghoul hiding behind a chair, scaring fucking 5-year-old
the
kids.
Unknown.
And it was like, it looked horrific.
It turned out the whole thing was made with AI. The images that people saw that were blown away.
You mean the marketing was AI?
Yes. So the promo material was all AI, and the script for the whole thing was done in AI, which is where we got The Unknown. Because if you've seen or read Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, you'd probably be like, who the fuck's The Unknown?
Is it in the... It's not in the movie.
No.
I thought it was in the book.
ChatGPT was just like, fuck it. Hey, is that our first iconic like AI created character, The Unknown?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, shit. I don't think... Honestly, no, could be a real debate. I don't think anyone owns The Unknown. Because if AI created it, AI isn't man. Like, no one owns it.
But could you make the argument that whoever was using the AI, whoever told the AI to do that, owns it?
Well, that's really interesting, though.
Because AI can't own anything.
So that's funny you say that. There was this famous case where a photographer was like out in the jungle, and a monkey took a selfie with his own camera.
I've heard about this.
Yeah, and then like tried to argue that he owned the copyright, but because the monkey took it and the monkey can't own it because it's not a fucking person, no one can own the copyright.
So they're saying because you didn't actually take the photo.
Yeah.
But couldn't he be like, well, it's my camera? Like the photo wouldn't have happened if I wasn't there.
The lawyers spoke.
Have you seen the photo of the starving girl in Africa who's the vultures are standing there waiting for her to die so they can eat her, and some photographer just went and took a photo of it and didn't help her? It's like a very famous photo.
Yeah, nature's fun.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, the Glasgow Wonka experience looked fucked. I would have hated it I would have been horrified if I was a kid. People called the police, apparently.
Yeah, they did.
Because it looks like a sadistic den of like death.
No, it seriously did. It like...
I want to pose a question to you because I saw this on my feed this morning. This is Blink-182 related, but it's more music related.
Okay.
It just happens to involve Blink-182.
Okay, I do like sounds.
So Blink-182, ding ding, are currently in South America. First ever shows in South America. They've
Really?
never been to South America. They played.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
They finally went to Brazil.
Yeah, and Mark Hoppus, who's of the 3 members, he's the one who's often will stop to get photos with people, will sign stuff.
Right.
But I think because of the rise of like scalping and like on-selling, like I know they're a bit more hesitant to do it. Everyone is, right? So
that's a shame.
There are a lot of people handing him CDs and records and shit for him to sign. And one guy holds up his greatest hits of Blink-182 vinyl, hands it to Mark, and I think the first thing he says is, I was at the show last night. And for whatever reason, Mark has a feeling he's not a legitimate fan. So I'm sure you can hear this, but if the headphones are there, maybe just pop them on. Oh, they're there. You should be able to hear it. Take a listen to... Oh, and I should say as well, Blink-182's first album from 1994 was called Cheshire Cat, okay?
Okay.
So just like, have a listen to this. I'm curious to hear what you think.
Name 3 songs of a Cheshire Cat.
M&M's.
It says Adam
Name
Salt.
3. Can you name 3 songs of a Cheshire Cat? Cheshire Cat. The album Cheshire Cat. There you go.
Can you say, mate? I was on the concert yesterday.
Wow.
And then he gives it back and says, thank you, and doesn't sign it.
What a baller.
So
Absolute Chad.
basically, Mark Hoppus has just like done the age-old thing of like seeing a girl wearing a Nirvana t-shirt and being like, name 3 songs. But
Like-
he's like, don't you think that's interesting and funny and like I
I
kind
have
of
two
agree with you.
perspectives.
Yeah.
Number one, like, okay, when you're in that area and like obviously, like you said, known for scams and shit, like, and also when you're in the eBay generation too, like I remember I saw like a paparazzi point of view GoPro video a few years ago of someone getting like Harrison Ford to sign a bunch of shit, and they got him to sign a fucking pick guard of a guitar, and he literally looked at it and said, "What the fuck is this?" Like, you know, it's not a poster or anything. He wasn't a musician, but like, yeah, I mean, so obviously everyone's prone to selling shit on eBay
Yeah.
and whatever. I'm sure, like, you know, a good chunk of those people were legit fans. And, like, they actually wanted their
Yes,
records
well,
signed.
some of them were, and I think he was signing them. But then
Okay.
I'm not sure what the trigger was that Mark was like, I don't think you actually, I think you want me to sign this so you can sell it for like a big price, right? I don't know what the trigger was, but obviously there was something about the interaction. I think like I'm on his side because I think the reason Tom DeLonge doesn't sign them is because he doesn't like that people on sell them for lots of money. Like he
Yeah.
doesn't want people profiting off it.
I do agree that that is fair.
Yeah, but the other thing was I think it kind of seems mean because that is their
Yeah.
first album, and like you could be like, oh, I don't actually know your first album, but I think he doesn't actually care if they know 3 songs of Cheshire Cat, because any fan from there would be like, oh, I'm actually like, I don't know your first album, but I'm like a new fan and my favorite album is this.
Yeah.
And my favorite song is this. And I love this album and stuff. Like he basically gave him any opportunity to like, to show that he was a fan at all. And he's like, he just goes, Adam's song, which is like one of the big Blink-182
Yeah.
songs, not from that album. So I think that's how, but I just thought it was funny.
Look, I'll
Name-
say
name
this.
3 songs.
My take in this is that I don't think that, like, it's necessarily the best thing that he did that. Just from the perspective of, like, look.
Optics?
Just because, like, I'm thinking for me, like, if I came across one of my favorite artists, like, I would totally, like, blank and be like, fuck, you know, but also the other side, the celebrities don't owe you anything. You know what I mean? It's nice enough for them to even say hello or acknowledge you.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if they can get you to sign something, I think that's great and really lovely on their part. But yeah, like, end of the day, they don't owe you anything.
Yeah.
All right, Mike, let's do one of Shmees.
The other plug. Oh, the other plug.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
I gotta think of one.
The schmother schmug. What am I going to plug? I'm going to plug the Footy with Broden Kelly.
Oh, yeah.
The podcast, yeah. Another little tidbit about me. If you've been following me on Instagram at Pratt70 Show, you've probably caught up. I'm slowly getting back into footy. Going to watch round 1 tonight. Go the Blues. But like, yeah, a lot of getting into footy. I've tried to get into like a lot of like content and shows and whatever. And like as someone who's just starting to get their head around it, like I'm having trouble keeping up. But
Yeah.
the footy's great because it like.
The footy pod.
The footy with
podcast
Broden Kelly.
is called The Footy with Broden
The
Kelly.
Footy with Broden Kelly, I think, is a really good thing because it's all casual chat, and sometimes they'll talk shit and like they'll just talk about random stuff. Like it's that kind of like Auntie Donna-esque humor, you know, sprinkle it, but it's good. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna recommend that. I actually bumped into Broden Kelly at a Carlton practice
the
match.
footy?
Yeah, a couple weeks ago.
It's the podcast. Broden at the. Sorry. That was
Hey,
shit.
what have you got to plug, Mike?
Cut that. Can you cut that?
Actually,
No, keep it.
ding ding. What do you got?
I actually have one for once,
Oh, too
but I
good.
will say, totally resonate with that. I want to say, I realize that there are so many significant people in my life who are Carlton supporters. So like you,
Yeah.
Claire is a Carlton supporter. Sam Garlip is a Carlton supporter.
Yes.
My dad is a Carlton supporter.
Yes.
My dad was saying to me the other day, like, I think you should just become a Carlton fan. But like, I'm-
Honestly, Essendon have done the worst. Like Essendon now is like Carlton in the 2000s. So, buddy, I think it's time to jump ship.
yeah, well, I'm not going to do that. I want to plug a video game that I bought 2 years ago, but never played, but have started playing and actually really like.
It's not AFL Evo, is it?
No, it's Sonic Frontiers.
Oh, wait, really? You never played it when it came
I
out?
bought it and played like an hour, and then other stuff came up. But I just like I had a craving to play it. So I love Sonic the Hedgehog. Holds a very special place in my heart, and I love the character designs, and I think it's really edgy and
It is pretty cool.
stupid and like
Yeah.
in the best way. And I've always really liked Sonic games. Sonic Frontiers was really interesting because it's an open world Sonic game.
Yeah.
So you're just running around this massive world, solving puzzles, doing little, challenges and shit.
Yeah, it does look fun.
It's really addictive, but also it's so like it makes me laugh because it's fucking Sonic the Hedgehog, but for whatever reason it's set in this really realistic looking open world. It's not
Yeah,
like
I
set in
heard
like
that.
those stylized Sonic sort of worlds.
Yeah. Has it like Sonic 06 vibes?
Yeah, and it's like Breath of the Wild style world. Like it's
interesting.
very like not cartoony, very
Right,
realistic.
right.
And then they have like, almost like Kingdom Heartsy kind of orchestral music playing, and like it's nothing like a Sonic game usually is, but it's really encapsulating me. And
Final
I like
Sonic.
it. So yeah, Final Sonic. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm plugging that.
Too good.
Hey, thanks for today.
Hey, no worries. Love ya.
Pat and Mike Show. Pat and Mike Show. Pat and Mike Show.
Me. Shmee schmo.
Beep, 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 beep. Shmeebity, 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 shmo.
Follow
Shmeebity,
me at Pet 70 Show.
You should have said that on the show. Cut that. Nah, don't.